What's up guys, it's Zach and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Nintendo. Now, obviously 2021 is very fastly approaching. We are only a few days away from 2021 hitting, and that means a whole new year for Nintendo to disappoint, to adore us and do everything we want them to do. So, I'm going to be sharing my Nintendo predictions. Now, last year I did this thing where I kind of used a calendar and I put what random Nintendo games in that I thought would actually happen. And here is the calendar from last year. I was way wrong. So I've created a whole new calendar for 2021, and hopefully I get all this right, because if I'm right, this would be a pretty epic year for Nintendo. Not a year that I think I would particularly love, but a good year nonetheless. Now keep in mind, I did try to add some things that I'd really want them to see, but I tried to also be really realistic in what I think they could possibly do. So we're going to go month by month, and I'm going to try and offer explanations for why I think each month is going to be the way that it is. So, without any further ado, let's get started. As you can see, January, just a big old red X. I don't think Nintendo's going to give us jack in January, but I do think there is going to be some sort of thing Nintendo's going to do where they're going to talk about how their 2021 is going to go, because we really don't have many confirmed games for 2021. So I really think that just because there's not going to be any Nintendo games in January, I'm really thinking and kind of hoping that they at least announce stuff in January for the rest of the year, and that's obviously the games I'm going to go into throughout the rest of the calendar. So January I think is going to be a whole lot of nothing, but I really hope they at least give a direct or something to tell us more about what they plan on doing. So next up is February. Now this month already has 2 confirmed games and 2 confirmed release dates, being Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury being February 12th, and then Bravely Default 2 being sometime in later February. So these 2 games are definitely coming on these 2 dates unless they get delayed, which I don't think they would. But nonetheless, that's February. Not much to really say here. Yeah. Alright, this is going to be definitely one of my bolder predictions, but here we go. March. I know, you see the word Switch Pro, but let me explain. So obviously there's a lot of rumors about a Switch Pro coming out, and I'm like, is it likely for it to come out in March? Well, there are many reasons of why I think that. There's the whole everything ending on March 31st thing. There's, of course, the fact that the Switch turns 4 years old in March, and people might be like, oh, it's not enough time to release a new console. Well, the Switch Lite got announced in July of 2019, and then released in September of 2019. So I think, with that 2-month gap, that could be one of the things announced in January, a Switch Pro, a stronger Switch. I think that would be a really interesting thing. Now, what kind of form will this take on? I don't know. It could be docked only, it could be just a handheld and docked, but more powerful. No one knows, I don't know. But I think it's possible for a Switch Pro to be released then. And you see that little Smash logo in the corner there? I personally think that there will be a Smash character, whether it's revealed or announced. I'm trying to stick towards released. I didn't mean revealed, I meant released or announced. But I think a Smash character will be released in March, being that the 4th out of the 6 characters will be released then. As to who, I don't know. I don't care, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. April, I don't really have anything from Nintendo, but I did put the Doctor Who video games that I've been covering in the April slot. I think it'd be really, really cool to see the Doctor Who games come out in April, because I do think that will be a quiet month for Nintendo, unless they really have a curveball for us that they're going to release in April. But the Doctor Who video games, I know not a lot of you guys care about those, but I figured I'd at least talk about them since they are coming out for the Nintendo Switch. I'm really excited about them. I cannot wait to pick them up and play them. So yeah, April for Doctor Who The Edge of Reality and Doctor Who The Lonely Assassins. Alright, here's another bold prediction I have for the month of May, being a Legend of Zelda collection. Now, many people might think that it would come out later in the year, but spoiler alert, I have put Breath of the Wild 2 in a holiday slot, so I think it would be a bit weird to have, the collection of Legend of Zelda games come out right before the new Breath of the Wild game, so I think giving the two a bit of separation would work. So that's why I'm giving it to May. And plus, I also have a theory that since the year of Mario is going to end at the beginning of April, that's when the year of Zelda is going to begin. So, and since the year of Mario is really only 6 months, I think the same is going to be here for Zelda, where the year of Zelda is really just going to be from mid 2021 to the end of 2021. So, if anything, I think that it's going to come out in May. It could be June, maybe April, May, June, somewhere around there, but I do think May is the most likely month for a Legend of Zelda collection. June 2021, I have the Pokemon Snap, the new Pokemon Snap game coming out for Nintendo Switch. I feel like a lot of people have probably forgotten about this game, but it is coming out. It obviously has been announced. I thought it was announced originally for 2020, but maybe it got pushed into 2021. So for that reason, I don't really see it being in the real back half of 2021. So I probably could have put it a couple months up, but I think June is a pretty likely date. It seems like a very summery kind of game, you know, where you're traveling around an island, you know, taking pictures of Pokemon. It's a very summery sounding game. So Pokemon Snap for June, I think is pretty likely, as well as a new Smash character. I think that it could be a announced and released shadow drop situation, almost like Sephiroth maybe, where it gets announced early in the month and then released later in the month. I think that's pretty possible. And again, I don't know or care who the character could be, but it would be cool for the Smash community to get their new character. So this is the point in the video where I really start to draw straws here, because I don't know what Nintendo could have up their sleeves for the later half of 2021. So July, I have a Mario Golf game. That's the only logical guess I can think of. It's been 2 years since Camelot released Mario Tennis Aces, and it will be 3 years coming this year. So I think Camelot has to have a new Mario Golf game in the works. I mean, they've got to, right? It makes sense for this year after 3 years, because usually they release them almost at the same time, like maybe a year, you know, between the two. But it's taken them a while to make a Mario Golf game, and I really think that this year, I mean, if they don't, I'll doubt if there's even going to be a Mario Golf game for the Switch. But nevertheless, Mario Golf July, I think that's pretty possible. August, I put No More Heroes 3. Personally, I don't care about No More Heroes at all. Honestly, this is the last game I put on the list because I completely forgot of its existence. But nonetheless, No More Heroes 3, I think, could come out then, only because, I don't know, I didn't have, like I said, that was the last game I put, so August was blank for me, because I was trying to do, like, when it made sense for certain games, and August was just blank. I realized I didn't put No More Heroes 3 in, so I just kind of slipped it in there. No More Heroes 3, if you're excited for the game, cool, but I'm personally not, so, yeah. September 2021, a game that everyone probably forgot, Detective Pikachu 2. I think this year is going to be big for Pokemon. You know, Pokemon and Legend of Zelda, I just feel like this year is going to be very much about them. And I think Detective Pikachu 2 is very likely for September of next year. I was kind of debating putting this more towards the summer and then Pokemon Snap earlier in the year. But I think now is about right for a Detective Pikachu game, because it's not like a big Pokemon game. It's really a side game that doesn't do much for the series. It's just completely different, completely kind of stands on its own. So that's why I put it in September. And, you know, I mean, I think they could probably get away with releasing another game next to it. But I'm just going to be safe and just say it's just going to be Detective Pikachu 2. October, this is completely a selfish one, a WarioWare. The fact that there's not been a WarioWare game out yet in, like, the 4 years that the Switch has been out is absolutely mind-blowing. WarioWare is a game that, like, you think would be so perfect for the Switch, but they're taking a long time bringing WarioWare to the Switch, and I've predicted this game so many times over the past 3 years, but I really think that 2021 is going to be the time for WarioWare, and I do think it would be a later year title, or a later half of the year title. So I'm thinking it would be October, but, you know, it could be any time of the year, but I'm just going to stick with October. November. If you guys remember last year's prediction video with Nintendo with the whole calendar thing, I put Pokemon, the Gen 4 remake in there, but I really started to think about it, and I'm like, I don't know if they're going to do Gen 4. I seriously think they're going to do Let's Go Johto, or just Let's Go for the second generation. listen, I would love for the Gen 4 fans to get a remake of, what is it, Diamond and Pearl, is it? That's Gen 4? But I don't know if the Pokemon Company is as receptive to the fans to the point of making a Gen 4 remake. At least right now, I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. Like I said, I think it'd be cool for you guys, but I do think it's going to be a Gen 2 thing. And I mean, personally, I'd be excited for that because I like Gen 2. Gen 2 is the only generation of Pokemon besides X, which I don't know what generation that is. Was that like the 6th, 7th generation? I don't know. But that's the only generation that I've really fully played. So I'd be excited for it. I'd actually probably pick that up day one just because I'd have my little starter being Cyndaquil, hopefully. Whatever they do there, I don't know. But nonetheless, I do think that Pokemon Let's Go Johto, to me, makes sense for a November release. And then December, I have, of course, Legend of Zelda The Breath of the Wild sequel, or Breath of the Wild 2, whatever. I think that makes sense, just simply because I don't think that would be a game you'd want to start the year off with. Like, have this heavy-hitting title, and then the rest of the year being kind of slow, because that's kind of what 2020 was, where Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, and that was the big game, and then the rest of 2020 was just kind of not much. So, I really think having this game at the end of the year makes the most sense. But, you know, anything's possible. Like I said, it's Nintendo. They can do whatever they want. But I think it makes sense for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 to be at the very end of 2021. And obviously, of course, you see the little Smash logo there, which means I think the last Smash Brothers fighter will be released in December 2021. I think it could possibly be announced earlier than that, given that the last Smash character that I've predicted is released on in June. So I think in December, we will get the last Smash Brothers fighter. Again, don't care who it is. It'll just happen. So, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Those are my 2020 predictions. In fact, actually, let me just go back over here. I'm going to put the whole calendar, up on here so that next year I can look at it and see completely how wrong I was again about the release schedule of Nintendo for that year. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff down below. Click on the notification bell so you're notified of when I upload videos. And make sure to check out the merch store. There's some cool ZakPak merch up on there. And, yeah, don't know what else to say besides. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.